Rapid City is the second largest city in the state of South Dakota, and the county seat of Pennington County. Named after Rapid Creek on which the city is established, it is set against the eastern slope of the Black Hills mountain range. The population was 67,956 as of the 2010 census. Rapid City is known as the gateway to the Black Hills, and the City of Presidents. The city is split by a low mountain ridge that divides the western and eastern parts of the city. Ellsworth Air Force Base is located on the outskirts of the city. Camp Rapid, a part of the United States Army National Guard, is located in the western part of the city. The historic Old West town of Deadwood is nearby. In the neighboring Black Hills are the popular tourist attractions of Mount Rushmore, the Crazy Horse Memorial, Custer State Park, and Wind Cave National Park. History. The public discovery of gold in 1874 by the Custer expedition brought a mass influx of settlers into the Black Hills region of South Dakota. Rapid City was founded in 1876 by a group of disappointed miners, who promoted their new city as the gateway to the Black Hills. John Brennan and Samuel Scott, with a small group of men, laid out the site of the present Rapid City in February 1876, which was named for the spring-fed Rapid Creek that flows through it. A square mile was measured off and the 6 blocks in the center were designated as a business section. Committees were appointed to bring in prospective merchants and their families to locate in the new settlement. The city soon began selling supplies to miners and pioneers. Its location on the edge of the plains and hills and its large river valley made it the natural hub of railroads arriving in the late 1880s from both the south and east. By 1900, Rapid City had survived a boom and bust and was establishing itself as an important regional trade center for the upper Midwest. Although the Black Hills became a popular tourist destination in the late 1890s, it was a combination of local efforts, the popularity of the automobile, and construction of improved highways that brought tourists to the Black Hills in large numbers after World War I. Gutzon Borglum, already a famous sculptor, began work on Mount Rushmore in 1927 and his son, Lincoln Borglum, continued the carving of the presidents' faces in rock following his father's death in 1941. The work was halted due to pressures leading to the U.S. entry into World War II and the massive sculpture was declared complete in 1941. Although tourism sustained the city throughout the Great Depression of the 1930s, the gasoline rationing of World War II had a devastating effect on the tourist industry in the town, but this was more than made up for by the war-related growth. The city benefited greatly from the opening of Rapid City Army Air Base, later Ellsworth Air Force Base, an Army Air Corps training base. As a result, the population of the area nearly doubled between 1940 and 1948, from almost 14,000 to nearly 27,000 people. Military families and civilian personnel soon took every available living space in town, and mobile parks proliferated. Rapid City businesses profited from the military payroll. During the Cold War, missile installations proliferated in the area. A series of Nike air defense sites were constructed around Ellsworth in the 1950s. In the early 60s the construction of 3 Titan missile launch sites containing a total of 9 Titan I missiles in the general vicinity of Rapid City took place. Beginning in November 1963, the land for 100 miles east, northeast and northwest of the city was dotted with 150 Minuteman missile silos and 15 launch command centers, all of which were deactivated in the early 1990s. In 1949, city officials envisioned the city as a retail and wholesale trade center for the region and designed a plan for growth that focused on a civic center, more downtown parking places, new schools, and paved streets. A construction boom continued into the 1950s. Growth slowed in the 1960s, but the worst natural disaster in South Dakota history, the Black Hills flood, led to another building boom a decade later. On June 9, 1972, heavy rains caused massive flooding of the Rapid Creek. More than 250 people lost their lives and more than $100 million in property was destroyed. The devastation of the flood and the outpouring of private donations and millions of dollars in federal aid led to the completion of one big part of the 1979 plan, clearing the area along the Rapid Creek and making it a public park. New homes and businesses were constructed to replace those that had been destroyed. Rushmore Plaza Civic Center and a new Central High School were built in part of the area that had been cleared. The new Central High School opened in 1978, with the graduating class in that year straddling both the original Central and the new Central. The rebuilding in part insulated Rapid City from the drop in automotive tourism caused by the oil embargo in 1974, but tourism was depressed for most of a decade. In 1978, Rushmore Mall was built on the north edge of the city, adding to the city's position as a retail shopping center. In 1980 in United States v. Sioux Nation of Indians, the Supreme Court of the United States ruled that the government of the United States had illegally stolen the Black Hills from the Sioux people when the government unilaterally broke the treaty that guaranteed the Black Hills belonged to the Sioux. The court decision offered money, but the Sioux declined on principle that the theft of their land should not be validated, and still demand the return of the land. This land includes Rapid City, which is by far the largest modern settlement in the Black Hills. As of 2010, the dispute has not been settled. In the 1980s, growth was fueled by an increase in tourism, increasingly tied to the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, followed by another decline in the late 1990s. Fears for the closure of Ellsworth AFB as part of the massive base closure process in the 1990s and 2000s led to attempts to expand other sectors of the economy, but growth continued and the city expanded significantly during this period. Today, Rapid City is South Dakota's primary city for tourism and recreation. With the approval of a deep underground science and engineering laboratory at the Homestake mine site in nearby Lead, Rapid City has a future of great advancements in technology, medicine, and scientific research. 1972 Rapid Creek Flood. On June 9, 1972, extremely heavy rains over the eastern Black Hills of South Dakota produced record floods on Rapid Creek and other streams in the area. Nearly 15 inches of rain fell in about 6 hours near Nemo, and more than 10 inches of rain fell over an area of 60 square miles. According to the Red Cross, the resulting peak floods left 238 people dead and 3,057 people injured. In addition to the human tragedy, total damage was estimated in excess of $160 million, which included 1,335 homes and 5,000 automobiles that were destroyed. Runoff from this storm produced record floods along Battle, Spring, Rapid, and Box Elder creeks. Smaller floods also occurred along Elk Creek and Bear Butte Creek. Canyon Lake Dam, on the west side of Rapid City, broke the night of the flood, unleashing a wall of water down the creek. The 1972 flooding has an estimated recurrence interval of 500 years, which means that a flood of this magnitude will occur on average once every 500 years. Every year there is a 0.2% chance of experiencing a similar event. To prevent a similar tragedy from occurring in the future, the city's floodplain is no longer allowed to be built upon. Today the floodplain features golf courses, parks, sports arenas, and arboretums where neighborhoods and businesses once stood. In 2007, the Rapid City Public Library created a 1972 flood digital archive that collects survivors' stories, photos and news accounts of the flood. The Journey Museum has an interactive display on the 1972 flood, which is an ongoing project to give future generations the best idea of how the people were affected and the changes made to it because of the loss of 238 lives. It will in the future include the biographies of all of those who died so they will be remembered as more than names on a memorial. Geography. Rapid City is located at 44.076188 a degree N 103.228299 a degree W/44.076188. Minus 103.228299. The downtown elevation of Rapid City is 3,202 feet and Rapid City sits in the shadow of Harney Peak, which at 7,242 feet, is the highest point east of the Rocky Mountains. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 55.49 square miles, of which 55.41 square miles of it is land and 0.08 square miles is water. Rapid City is located on the eastern edge of the Black Hills, and is split in half by the Dakota Hogback. Rapid City's west is located in the Red Valley between the foothills of the Black Hills proper and the Dakota Hogback, so named for the red spearfish formation soils and the way the valley completely circles the Black Hills. Rapid City has grown up into the foothills, with both ridges and valleys developed, especially in the last 20 years, and wildfire is a distinct threat to these residential areas, as shown by the Westbury Trail fire in 1988. Skyline Drive follows the summits of the Dakota Hogback south from near Rapid Gap to a large high plateau which forms the current south edge of Rapid City. The central and eastern portions of Rapid City lie in the wide valley of Rapid Creek outside the Hogback, which includes a number of mesas rising 100 feet or more above the floodplain. Rapid Creek flows through Rapid City, emerging from Dark Canyon above Canyon Lake and flowing in a large arc north of downtown. Rapid Creek descends to the southeast as the valley widens. The floodplain of Rapid Creek is mostly a series of parks, arboretums, and bike trails, one legacy of the Black Hills flood of 1972. To the north, a series of ridges separates Rapid Creek from Box Elder Creek, with large older and new residential areas and commercial areas along I-90. To the south, the terrain rises more steeply to the southern widening of the Dakota Hogback into a plateau dividing the Rapid Creek drainage from Spring Creek. Climate. Rapid City features a steppe climate, and is part of USDA Hardiness Zone 5A. Its location makes its climate unlike both the higher elevations of the Black Hills and the Great Plains to the east. It is characterized by long arid summers and long dry winters, with short but distinct spring and autumn seasons. Precipitation averages 16.3 in annually, but has historically ranged from 9.12 in 1974 to 27.70 in 1946. Winters are cold and dry, with December, with a daily average temperature of 24.9 degree Fahrenheit, being the coldest month in recent years. However, Chinook winds can warm temperatures above 50 degree Fahrenheit, doing so on average about 21 times from December to February. Temperature inversions, however, occasionally produce warmer temperatures in the Black Hills. On average, highs do not climb above freezing on 42 days, while the low temperature reaches 0 degree Fahrenheit on an average 17 nights. Snowfall is frequent but usually not heavy. March and April are typically the snowiest months, and the seasonal total average is 41 inches. Although historically ranging from 16.9 in 1980 €81 to 80.9 into 1985 €86. Extensive snow cover does not remain for long, with only 9 days seasonally with 5 inches or more on the ground. Measurable snow has occurred in every month except July. Compared to locations in the east, spring warms rather gradually, with the last measurable snow generally occurring in late April and precipitation totals beginning to increase. May snow occurs several times per decade. In the latter half of spring, storms typically develop over the Black Hills during the afternoon and move on to the plains in the evening. Indeed, only April through June have seen calendar day precipitation amounts exceeding 3 in, and June 15, 1963, with 3.78 in. Holds the single-day rainfall record. The record wettest month is May 1996 with 8.18 in. However, Rapid City still sees an average of 20 clear to partly cloudy days and 67% of its possible sunshine in June. This is the traditional flood season for Rapid and other creeks in the eastern hills. Temperatures warm rapidly as summer approaches. Summer in Rapid City is hot, relatively dry, and sunny. July is the warmest month of the year, having a daily average temperature of 72.6 degree Fahrenheit. There is an average of 34 days with 90 degree Fahrenheit plus highs and 5.1 with 100 degree Fahrenheit plus highs. Due to the elevation and aridity, lows rarely remain at or above 70 degree Fahrenheit and during July and August lower to 50 degree Fahrenheit on an average 7.6 days combined. Rapid City records an average of 9 thunderstorm days in August, but only 1.56 inches of rain in that month. Fall is a precipitous transition season, with the average first freeze in Rapid City is October 4 and late August through September in the Black Hills. The Rapid City area's first snowfall is usually in October, although higher elevations sometimes receive significant snow in September. Occasional cold fronts moving through the area bring blustery northwest winds. Sunshine is abundant in the region, averaging 28-50 hours, 64% of the possible total, per year. Rapid City holds a record for an extreme temperature drop of 47 degree Fahrenheit in 5 minutes on January 10, 1911. Official extreme temperatures range from a 31 degree Fahrenheit on February 2, 1996 up to 111 degree Fahrenheit on July 15, 2006. The record low daily maximum is 18 degree Fahrenheit, while the record high daily minimum is 75 degree Fahrenheit on July 8, 1985 and July 28, 1960. Demographics, 2010 Census. As of the census of 2010, there were 67,956 people, 28,586 households, and 16,957 families residing in the city. The population density was 1,226.4 inhabitants per square mile. There were 30,254 housing units at an average density of 546.0 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 80.4% white, 1.1% African American, 12.4% Native American, 1.2% Asian, 0.1% Pacific Islander, 0.7% from other races, and 4.1% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 4.1% of the population. There were 28,586 households, of which 29.9% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 41.2% were married couples living together, 13.1% had a female householder with no husband present, 5.1% had a male householder with no wife present, and 40.7% were non-families. 32.9% of all households were made up of individuals and 11.1% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.29 and the average family size was 2.90. The median age in the city was 35.6 years. 23.9% of residents were under the age of 18. 10.6% were between the ages of 18 and 24. 25.7% were from 25 to 44. 25% were from 45 to 64. And 14.5% were 65 years of age or older. The gender makeup of the city was 49.5% male and 50.5% female. 2000 Census. As of the census of 2000, there were 59,607 people, 23,969 households, and 15,220 families residing in the city. The population density was 1,336.7 people per square mile. There were 25,096 housing units at an average density of 562.8 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 84.33% white, 0.97% African American, 10.14% Native American, 1.00% Asian, 0.06% Pacific Islander, 0.73% from other races, and 2.77% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 2.77% of the population. There were 23,969 households, out of which 31.2% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 46.7% were married couples living together, 12.6% had a female householder with no husband present, and 36.5% were non-families. 29.4% of all households were made up of individuals and 10.0% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.39 and the average family size was 2.96. In the city, the population was spread out, with 25.3% under the age of 18, 11.8% from 18 to 24, 28.7% from 25 to 44, 20.9% from 45 to 64 and 13.2% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 35 years. For every 100 females there were 96.2 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 93.6 males. As of 2000, the median income for a household in the city was $35,978, and the median income for a family was $44,818. Males had a median income of $30,985 versus $21,913 for females. The per capita income for the city was $19,445. About 9.4% of families and 12.7% of the population were below the poverty line, including 17.6% of those under age 18 and 6.9% of those age 65 or over. Healthcare. Rapid City is a major medical care center for a 5-state region, centered around the Rapid City Regional Hospital and the Indian Health Services Susan Hospital. Other smaller, independent medical facilities have been established in the area, including the Black Hills Surgery Center, the Heart Doctors, the Spine Center at Rapid City, Sitliff Sinus Institute, Black Hills Eye Institute and Regional Behavioral Health Care. 2 Veterans Affairs hospitals are located nearby at Fort Meade and Hot Springs. Emergency medical services are provided by the Rapid City Fire Department. Emergency medical transportation by rotor and fixed-wing aircraft is provided by Black Hills Life Flight, operated by Air Methods Corporation based in Denver, Company. Rapid City is also home to a number of non-profit public health organizations that engage in survey and clinic research, epidemiology, and area-based health promotion disease prevention. The Health Education and Promotion Council and Black Hills Center for American Indian Health are 2 notable non-profit organizations. Education. Rapid City institutions of higher education include the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, Oglala Lakota College's Hisapa College Center, West River Graduate and Undergraduate Center, National American University, Western Dakota Technical Institute, Black Hills Beauty College, John Witherspoon College, and several small sectarian preacher training schools. Black Hills State University is located in nearby Spearfish, and offers several classes in Rapid City. The South Dakota State Nurse Training Program is also based in Rapid City. There are 2 public high schools in the city, Central High School and Stevens High School. The city also has at least 4 Christian high schools including St. Thomas More, Rapid City Christian High School, Liberty Baptist Academy and Open Bible Christian School. In 2012, 29.7% of Rapid City residents 25 years or over had earned a bachelor's degree or higher. This is on par with the average educational attainment in the United States. The highest rates of educational attainment in South Dakota can be found in metropolitan areas of Rapid City and Sioux Falls. Rapid City Area Schools. The local public schools fall under the Rapid City Area Schools School District. There are 3 high schools within the district. They are Central High School, Stevens High School and the newly renovated Rapid City High School. The middle schools include newly founded East Middle School, North Middle School, South Middle School, Southwest Middle School, and West Middle School. There are 16 elementary schools within the district. These are Black Hawk, Canyon Lake, Corral Drive, General Beadle, Grandview, Horace Mann, Gibbon Custer, Knollwood Heights, Meadowbrook, Pinedale, Rapid Valley, Robbinsdale, South Canyon, South Park, Valley View, and Woodrow Wilson. Sports. The most successful of South Dakota's sports programs, Rapid City Post-22 American Legion Baseball has won dozens of state titles and made several appearances in the American Legion Baseball World Series, winning a title in 1993. Recently the former Post-22 head coach Dave Plouffe stepped down after 47 years. The new head coach Mitch Messer was unable to reach the state championship game in his first year at the helm of the baseball program. The Rapid City Thrillers was a professional basketball club that competed in the Continental Basketball Association beginning in the 1987–1988 season through the 1996–1997 season. The Black Hills Posse was a professional basketball club that competed in the International Basketball Association beginning in the 1995–1996 season. The Black Hills Gold was a professional basketball club that competed in the International Basketball Association during the 1999–2000 season. The Rapid City Flying Aces is an indoor football team that competed between 2000 and 2006 in the Indoor Football League, United Indoor Football, and National Indoor Football League, changing names from season to season. The Rapid City Rush is a minor league hockey team in the ECHL. The Rushmore Hockey Association is the home of youth hockey in Rapid City, competing in the South Dakota Amateur Hockey Association. The Rushmore Thunder won 2010 state championships for varsity, junior varsity, and Pee Wee B. The varsity again won the state championship in 2014. There is also another American Legion baseball team in Rapid City post 320 stars. They have yet to win a state championship. Art and culture. Because of the importance of tourism in the area, and its extensive market area, Rapid City has many cultural resources usually found only in much larger urban areas. Among these are, Alternative Fuel Coffee House, the Journey Museum, Museum of Geology, Dahl Arts Center, the Rapid City Public Library, Heritage Festival, Rushmore Plaza Civic Center, Black Hills Playhouse, Storybook Island Theater, Art Alley Gallery, the Performing Arts Center of Rapid City, Black Hills Community Theater, Black Hills Symphony Orchestra, Black Hills Chamber Orchestra, Prairie Edge Art Gallery, Chapel in the Hills. Rapid City also has a large amount of public sculpture on display in many parts of the city. The most visible is the City of Presidents, a series of life-size bronze statues representing each of the American presidents. The statues are located on street corners in the downtown area. 5 South Dakota artists created the statues: Edward E. Laver, Lee Looning, John Lopez, James Michael Maher, and James Van News. These statues are being erected by public subscription over a 10-year period between 2000 and 2010. Sister Cities. Rapid City has 3 sister cities, as designated by Sister Cities International: Apolda, Germany; Nika, Tochigi, Japan; Yangshuo County, Guangxi, China. Industry and economy. Rapid City's economy is diverse, but has only a moderate amount of industry. Heavy and medium industrial activities include a Portland cement plant, Black Hills Ammunition and Reloading Supplies Manufacturing Company, several custom sawmills, a lime plant, a computer peripheral component manufacturing plant, and several farm and ranch equipment manufacturers. Of particular note, Rapid City is the center for the manufacture of Black Hills gold jewelry, a popular product with tourists and Westerners in general. Rapid City is also the location of the only manufacturer of stamping machines used for the labeling of plywood and chipboard products. Although most gold mining has ceased in the Black Hills and was never done in or near Rapid City, mining of sand and gravel, as well as the raw materials for lime and Portland cement, remains an important part of the economy. The largest sector of the Rapid City economy is government services, including local, state, and federal. Major employers include Ellsworth Air Force Base, home of the 28th Bomb Wing flying the B-1B long-range bomber. The Army National Guard based at Camp Rapid and hosting annual exercises in the Black Hills, drawing troops from 5 to 10 states. And various federal agencies including the National Park Service, U.S. Forest Service, and Indian Health Service. The Rapid City Regional Hospital healthcare system covers one of the largest expansions of territory in the United States. The healthcare sector employs over 8,000 persons in the Rapid City area. Tourism is also a major portion of the Rapid City economy, due to the proximity of Mount Rushmore, Sturgis, home of the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, Deadwood, and other attractions in the Black Hills. Rapid City is the major source of services for the motorcycle rally, and the rally's demand for motel rooms, campsites, and other services for tourists during the first week of August means that Rapid City has the capacity to host large conventions and large numbers of tourists year-round. Various minor tourist attractions, including wildlife parks, specialty shops, caves, water parks, private museums, and other businesses are found in and near Rapid City. Other economic sectors include financial service and investing companies such as Waddell & Reed, Citibank, WAMU, Merrill Lynch, and Northwestern Mutual. Rapid City is the headquarters for Assurant Insurance's pre-need division, and Rapid City has a strong medical services sector, and institutions of higher education. Rapid City is also the major market town for much of 5 states, drawing commerce from more than half of South Dakota, and large portions of North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, and the Nebraska Panhandle. The real compound annual growth rate of the gross domestic product of the Rapid City metropolitan statistical area was 1.8% for 2001 Euro 2012. Transportation. Rapid City is a major transportation hub for the Northern Plains. Rapid City Regional Airport provides flights to the airline hub cities of Denver, Minneapolis, Salt Lake City, Dallas-Fort Worth, Las Vegas, Phoenix Mesa, Houston, Atlanta and Chicago. The airport also has extensive general aviation operations, including wildfire fighting activities and medical flight support to Rapid City medical facilities and Indian Health Service operations in the Dakotas. Historically, Rapid City was served by 3 railroads. Presently, the city is served by the Rapid City, Pierre and Eastern Railroad. In addition to Rapid City, the RCP&E serves the northern Black Hills and run east to Minnesota and south through Nebraska to connect with major transcontinental railroads Burlington Northern Santa Fe and Union Pacific. South Dakota does not have Amtrak service, one of the few states that doesn't. Rapid City's central location allows easy transport of products to both coasts, and trucking is a major business activity in the city. Improved connections with Denver and I-80 to the south, via the Heartland Expressway now under construction, will primarily benefit local trucking. Rapid City's location on the boundary of the western and eastern power grids, together with the hydroelectric plants of the Mainstem dams on the Missouri River and the large coal fields and power plants of the Powder River Basin of Wyoming, make it one of the points where the 2 national power grids connect with each other, allowing switching of electrical power from east to west and vice versa. Infrastructure. Interstate 90 is the primary east-west route for Rapid City. Rapid City is served by a series of 7 exits. I-90 skims the northern side of Rapid City. The South Dakota DOT has been reconstructing most of these interchanges in the last 5 years. Interstate 190 is an interstate spur linking downtown Rapid City to Interstate 90. U.S. Highway 16 is the main route to the southwest and the Black Hills from Rapid City. It links Rapid City to Custer and then west to New Castle, Wyoming, where it connects to U.S. Highway 85 for travel to Cheyenne and Denver. Reconstructed as a 4-lane parkway connecting Rapid City to Mount Rushmore in the mid-1960s, major segments have been rebuilt as 3-lane or Super 2 highways in the past decade, to support increased tourist traffic. South Dakota Highway 44 is a state highway that links the interior of the Black Hills to the southwest of Rapid City, and the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation and nearby areas in the Great Plains to the southeast. South Dakota Highway 79 is a state highway that is multiplexed with I-90 northwest of Rapid City. SD Highway 79 extends to North Dakota. South of Rapid City to Nebraska, Highway 79 is being reconstructed as the Heartland Expressway, a high-speed 4-lane highway which will eventually connect to Interstate 80 in Nebraska and the Colorado Front Range near Denver. The Heartland Expressway may eventually be extended along U.S. Highway 85 north to Regina, Saskatchewan, to create an additional major north-south artery through the Great Plains which would pass through Rapid City. Rapid City's location on the boundary of the western and eastern power grids, together with the hydroelectric plants of the Mainstem dams on the Missouri River and the large coal fields and power plants of the Powder River Basin of Wyoming, make it one of the points where the 2 national power grids connect with each other, allowing switching of electrical power from east to west and vice versa. Rapid City previously had its own coal-fired power plant before federal regulations forced it and many other coal plants in the area such as power stations near Gillette, Wyoming to shut down. The Ben French Power Station located within city boundaries shut down September 2012. more than 2 years ahead of his scheduled shutdown. Rapid City now obtains much of its power from both the Missouri dams and importing it from elsewhere. Electrical rates used to be considered relatively low until the shutdown of the coal plants, so have progressively climbed the last several years as a lack of local power sources means massive expenses to import it from greater distances. Rapid City obtains most of its water supply from Rapid Creek and the alluvial aquifers associated with the creek, owning significant water rights in Pactola Reservoir located some 15 miles west of the city, but does also obtain water from some springs in the vicinity, and has the ability to draw water from deep formations which receive water from recharge in areas of the Black Hills where the formations come to the surface. The heavy dependence on shallow alluvial aquifers is of some concern to planners, as most suburbs of Rapid City use septic systems for domestic sewage treatment. However, water supplies remain relatively good for future growth. The Rapid City Regional Airport operates at below maximum capacity for general aviation and commercial aviation, and is capable of handling all current commercial passenger and cargo aircraft. Rapid City no longer has passenger rail service. Rail cargo service is limited. The Dakota, Minnesota, and Eastern provides connections to other cities in South Dakota and Minnesota, and connects to major rail service along the Mississippi River corridor, but the DM&E also connects to major transcontinental rail lines to the south, in Nebraska and Wyoming. Rapid City has limited city-to-city bus service along I-90, but many charter bus services operate in the area, and connect Rapid City and Deadwood with cities in Colorado, Nebraska, and Iowa. Rapid City does have a municipally owned bus service with multiple bus stops and a headquarters in the city. Suburbs. The estimated 2012 population of the Rapid City Metropolitan Statistical Area was 138,738. Most cities and towns in the Black Hills and the surrounding plains have a significant percentage of their population who commute to and from Rapid City, and many residents of Rapid City work in outlying towns. Among the nearer suburbs in Pennington and Meade counties, Ashland Heights, Rapid Valley, Blackhawk, Piedmont Valley, Piedmont, Box Elder, Colonial Pine Hills, Capita, Hermosa, Nemo, Rimrock Area, Johnson Siding, Rockerville, Somerset, Whispering Pines, Moon Meadows. Communities at a greater distance from Rapid City include New Underwood, Silver City, Keystone, Hill City, Haywood, Spearfish, Sturgis, Belfort. War. Local media, AM radio, FM radio, television, KOTA TV3 ABC, KEVN TV7 Fox, KBHE TV9 PBS, KCLO 15 CBS, KNBN 21 NBC, KKRALP 24 My Network TV ION, KWBHLP 27 The CW, Print, Rapid City Journal. Rapid City Weekly Report, Patriot, Places of Interest, Dinosaur Park, Hart Ranch, Reptile Gardens, Bear Country USA, Storybook Island, South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, The Journey Museum and Gardens, Rapid City Public Library, Rushmore Mall, Notable People. Catherine Barker born in Cleveland, Ohio, actress, best known as Daisy Duke in The Dukes of Hazzard. Shane Van Burning a professional billiards player, Dave Collins a professional baseball player, Sean Doolittle a professional baseball player, Mark Ellis a professional baseball player, Jack van der Geest a born in The Hague, Netherlands, Holocaust survivor, author of Was God on Vacation? Emily Grassley a correspondent for Chicago Field Museum and YouTube program host, Dick Green a born in Sioux City, Iowa, professional baseball player, Bill Groeth a photographer who took picture of last 8 survivors of 1876's Battle of the Little Bighorn, David Hellberg a principal dancer with American Ballet Theatre and the Bolshoi Ballet, Becky Hammon a San Antonio Spurs coach, John Sherrill Hauser a painter and sculptor, Carrie Ingalls a born in Montgomery County, Kansas, younger sister of author Laura Ingalls Wilder, Lawrence Lessig a lawyer, Stanford professor, founder of the Creative Commons, moved to eastern United States as a child, Eric Piatkowski a born in Steubenville, Ohio, NBA player and former Nebraska Cornhusker, Kelvin Torva Major League Baseball player for the Minnesota Twins and New York Mets, Adam Vinatieri born in Yankton, NFL kicker for the Indianapolis Colts, Chauncey Yellowroba educator, lecturer and activist, Rosebud Yellowroba folklorist, educator and author. Notes. References. Bibliography, Hasselstrom, Linda M. Roadside History of South Dakota. Missoula, Montana, Mountain Press Publishing Company. ISBN A0-87842-262-5. External links, Rapid City Government website, Rapid City Visitors Bureau.